there's no other film, I think, that is quite like this. Can you tell us where it came from? Because it's a strange mixture, because it's in some ways it's a kind of very traditional, almost like a 30s romantic comedy, because there are weddings in the end. But hey, isn't this the kind of radical world of SM and trans and where anything goes? But it's a strange mixture. Can you tell us where it came from?
Okay, it came from a number of places. First of all, I wanted it to be really London. And in London, we hear different voices. So, when I'm on the bus, I travel by public transport a lot. And I listen to people on the bus. I hear different accents. So I don't hear like, all right, matey. That accent all the time. I might hear Eastern European, Asian, Caribbean, different parts of Africa sort of thing. So I wanted to show that flavour of London. I also wanted to kind of have a slice of queer London life in a way, and to show that there is, I don't know if it's a subculture or a culture that's very embedded in black culture, which you don't really see. You don't really see that mixture of queer culture and black culture through music, hip hop, dance hall, and the language as well, which has been taken on by people in this country. When David Starkey was saying people are going black, he said it in a kind of malevolent way, but I think there's some benevolent fusion that's happening with people using Bengali, Arabic, and kind of Jamaican patois in the language, and I think that's quite interesting when it's kind of transformed into a queer experience. The weddings I put in because I just thought they're a bit of fun, but I tried to subvert them in some way. So even though it might be like those 1930s ones, there's still a bit of ambivalence there, and a bit of fun, a bit, and the only one that's kind of pure is Seb and Tristan de Peregrine de Mortimer's wedding. So it's a mishmash. It's like a mashup, really, that film, Stud Life.
It's also quite rare to see a film where you've got a leading lesbian role and a leading gay man, because usually lesbians live in a lesbian universe with a lesbian cat and lesbian tofu.
What? Really?
But there's not many people who live that pure a lesbian life. Well, I'm sure there are some of them, but it's just nice to see that there are people who interact with a range of different sorts of people. That it's not.
Well, I think that's really. Are those people here or something? Is it causing a ruction? Oh dear. I personally live in a world that's made up of different types of people, and I relish that. Oh, great! Thank you. Thank you very much. And when I came out. Gay men brought me out, and that's the only thing that's like me in the story. Really, it's that kind of the very strong friendship between Seb and JJ. And I just think, I don't understand the representation in terms of film in that segregated world where there's, lesbians over there, trans over there, bisexuals somewhere over there, and, gay men kind of in their own, like, cute little paradise sort of thing. So it's not my world. So I wanted to create something that was another world. Not to say those worlds don't exist, but just to create another world. And actually, it did make me really nervous because I'd not seen it before, and I wasn't sure how it would be received. Mm-hmm. So, it was a risk.
And is there one character, we can ask this of everyone, is there one character that you feel you personally most identify with? So that's for everyone. It's kind of a tricky question, but interesting.
I actually identify with Smackjack the most. Yeah, you see? Mm-hmm. Not so because I've ever dealt in drugs. It's not the drugs. I hastily add. It's because he's the uncool outsider who's trying to get in with the cool kids. And as a teenager, I was the nerd, the one who sat. But why you're laughing? You see, that's where it starts. So, oh, are there lots of nerds here who were nerds in high school? Yay to the nerds in high school. Ooh. So that's where that came from.
Go Geek Girls.
Yeah.
So Kyle / Seb, is there one character that you identify with, or?
It's really difficult because I think you automatically want to sympathise with your own character because you're a little bit biased. Just because there is always going to be an element of you there. But these lot are going to say something different and make me look like an idiot. But yeah, I'd say I can definitely empathise with Seb, and having that friendship and being pushed out when they find a relationship, which I guess everybody can, to be honest. Bastards. But I think I can also sympathise with Smackjack as well. I think there's that
popular character
wanting that unconditional love. Do you know what I mean? Wanting that perfect love and thinking it's something that you maybe can't get, and maybe idolising that and being let down quite a lot. So yeah, I'd say Smackjack a little bit as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
I wrote them. I wrote all of them, so they're all in me.
Not JJ. Elle, but only because she embraces her femininity and her womanhood, and that's probably as far as it goes. And I think similarly to Kyle, probably Smackjack, because, and not for the drugs either, because he doesn't give up on love, I guess. So I'm a bit of an old romantic at heart. So yeah, that's my similarities.
Ooh.
Not Smackjack. I'm going to follow you, Elle. Elle, because I don't think I'm like her. I think she's a lot more confident and vivacious than I am. But I think she wears her heart on her sleeve, and she loves wholly and completely. And I identify with that, I think.
Oh. And
I was just myself.
okay, well, Smackjack is the winner.
I knew that the actual shooting was going to be really, really short because we're doing it with a really tight microscopic budget. So, everybody was working, so I had to kind of work around the work. So we had a 2-week period of rehearsals. There weren't full days in that two weeks. It was just over that 2 weeks, so that we got to kind of research the characters. Tania got to live as a stud and experience what that was in the street. You might want to talk about that because that was quite interesting. Because I was like, Tania, you got to do it. You got to live that life, and we worked out some shots and just choreographed some of the sex scenes, talked through that, made sure everybody felt comfortable. And with JJ and Seb, worked through their relationship. And Smackjack was the kind of outsider, so we kept Simon like a little outsider so that he had to work his way in. Oh, sorry, method acting.
No, I wanted to ask JJ how she prepared for her role.
Ask me questions already.
So how do you...
How did I prepare for the role? I spoke to some friends, and like I say, Campbell gives you these rounded characters to work with anyway, so it was a great starting point. So excuse me. Going on from there, yeah, when on from there, I kind of went to bars and clubs, and because of how she dresses, you know, she has the tracker cap and the jeans are low, and you know, she has the hoodies and stuff. I looked at the younger generation as well. So I hang out with my brother, and I kind of looked at the way they moved and the young people moved, and it was also, it was written in the script. It was there in the script as well. So yeah, Campbell said, right, go and have a boy's haircut. So I did. Went to the barbers and got the markup and what have you. It just didn't go with the dresses. So I got rid of JJ's clothes, bounded, learnt how to bind for a week or so. So scared that it would never come back up again. They sort of did. Yeah. So I did that, and what was really interesting, because I live in London, I was born here, I love London, and it's a really welcoming place. But when I was walking around in JJ's shoes, it was completely different. It was an isolating place. I was either feared, or met with an air of suspicion, or invisible. One of the two. And for the first couple of days, I kind of started to get a bit peed up when people are budging me and barging me and, you know, all those kind of things, and not being seen. So I got really angry. For the most part, I think people mistook me for a young black boy. So, you know, women would hold their handbags just a little bit closer to them, you know. So I said to myself in my head, in my adult head, I can't walk around with this tension. There's something that I have to do about this. I have to change me. So instead of, you know, being barge, I would be the gentleman and make way, you know, and to kind of think it being one step ahead. So it was isolating in her shoes. I like my heels.
How did Campbell make the actors feel safe?
Oh gosh, that's a really hard, because so much of that I think is just a feeling. I don't know if you can put that into words. It's just, it's hard to quantify. It's just, I think she absolutely trusted us. So in return, you trust back. And she had absolute faith with her story in, you know, we kind of,
Yeah, you do. So can I just also, I just add to that also, a lot of that trust developed in rehearsal, because we knew what we were doing. So by the time we got to set, we knew Campbell's dialogue. Sometimes you get to set and you don't, the director will ask you to do something, you kind of have to work it out. Well, what are you saying? You know, and time is money, so you don't want to take up too much of their time. But Campbell made sure that we understood what she wanted. She always asked us, will we be comfortable with this? She let us have our own input as well. So, and then it's those ways that make you as an actor feel like not only safe, but you're contributing and you really feel part of a whole. So thank you for that.